Well, folks, I promised you a 2 o'clock viewing of the Cliff Edwards Memorial here in Valhalla Park. The only problem is 2 o'clock seems to be watering time here in Valhalla Park. As you can see, they are watering the grass. As you can see there, that's where the water comes from, out of the ground, I'm guessing. So what I think I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm waiting until the water. Thank you. Until the water stops, and then we will do our little tribute here on the 126th anniversary of the birth of. Thank you. Of the great man, ukulele player. Yeah, okay. So after watering is done, ladies and gentlemen, after it's done watering, ladies and gentlemen, we will move on with our program. Till then, hang tight. We'll be back. Jane, stop this crazy thing. This is your old pal, Uncle Eddie Bell. I'm sitting here with my pal, David Springhorn, better known as the Green Wizard to some folks, and to the habitués of burlesque and the sons of habitués, he is known as
Stumpy Putz.
Stumpy Putz, yes indeed. And we both have a great reverence for the man whose headstone you see drying on the ground before us. Cliff Edwards, Ukulele Ike. Today would have been his 126th birthday. I had wanted to come out and do this last year, but the COVID had us all locked up, so that didn't happen. But here we are, a year late and half a wit short, I guess is what it is. But we're so glad to have you with us today. I see that the sound is pegging a little bit. Let me see if I can't adjust that a little bit so it's not quite so crazy. How's that? Better? A little bit better? A little bit better sound? Yeah, there you go. Okay. And David, would you please tell us a little something about Mr. Cliff Edwards?
Well, I'd be delighted if you'd put the text up on this here device.
Why, it was supposed to be up a minute ago.
It was not.
Well, look at that. Look at that. Let's go.
Isn't it amazing
Let's go there.
what technology has done for us?
All right. Here you go. Read it like you know it.
Clifton Avon Cliff Edwards, born June 14th, 1895. Edwards was born in Hannibal, Missouri. He left school at age 14 and soon moved to St. Louis, Missouri and St. Charles, Missouri, where he entertained as a singer in saloons. As many places had pianos in bad shape or none at all, Edwards taught himself to play the ukulele, to serve as his own accompanist. He played for himself, choosing it because it was the cheapest instrument in the music shop. He was named Ukulele Ike by a club owner who could never remember his name. He got his first break in 1918 at the Arasonia Cafe in Chicago, Illinois, where he performed a song called Jada, written by the club's pianist Bob Carlton. And now, playing on his second favorite instrument, the one and only Uncle Eddie.
Before I begin the musical portion of today's show, I would like to offer this disclaimer. Ladies and gentlemen, the man we are with today, honoring today, Mr. Cliff Edwards, was one of the best ukulele players in show business. I am, if not the worst, one of the worst. So forgive me if the soundtrack is interrupted every once in a while by a slight rumbling sound. That would be old Pinwheel Cliff turning over in his grave. But we shall do our best to do honor and homage to this great man. The first song was called what?
Jada Jada Jing Jing Jing.
Aha. All right. Jada, 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 jing, jing, jing.
Bum bum bum.
Jada,
bum,
jada,
bum,
Jada, jada, jing, jing, jing. Funny little melody. Sounds so soothing and appealing to me. Jada, 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 jing, jing, jing. Now, the first time I heard this song, I didn't hear those words.
You did not?
I did not. I heard an entirely different version of this.
Well, pray tell, will you elucidate?
Absolutely. Went like this. Matches, matches, M-A-T-C-H-E-S. Matches, matches, M-A-T-C-H-E-S. You can strike them on wood, you can strike them on glass. If you're real tough, you can strike them on your jada, 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 jing, jing, jing. About that. You know this song, don't you?
Oh, well, as a matter of fact, I do.
You do? Sing your verse.
Sarah, Sarah, sitting in a shoe shine shop. Sarah, Sarah, sitting in a shoe shine shop. She sits and shines and shines and sits and shines and sits and sits and shines. Sarah, Sarah, sitting in a shoe shine shop.
That's Sarah. She got around, boy.
Oh, she buried her husband was an undertaker,
Was he?
and she buried more stiffs than he did.
I know a Sarah verse.
You do?
I do.
Do you get paid per verse?
No, it just comes natural. Something I do for free. Sarah, Sarah, sitting in a Chevrolet. Sarah, Sarah, sitting in a Chevrolet. She sits and she shifts and she shifts and she sits. She shifts and she sits and she sits and she shifts. Sarah, Sarah, sitting in a Chevrolet. Then she got a job down by the seaside.
Did she now?
Yeah. Sarah, Sarah, sitting on a sack of sand. Sarah, Sarah, sitting on a sack of sand. She sits and she sifts and she sifts and she sits. She sits and she sits, sifts, and she sits and she sifts. Sarah, Sarah, sitting on a sack of sand. I am so sorry, Cliff.
Oh,
so
come
sorry.
on.
But hey, you know.
Don't you know that he wrote several
He
rather suggestive
did.
songs
He
and
was
performed them?
he was ribbled.
Was he?
Yes.
Like St. Valentine's Massacre, where they're all ribbled with bullets?
No, this is entirely other ribbled.
Oh.
This is like fudge ribble, the ice cream.
Ah.
So tell us more about the great Cliff Edwards.
Well, I'll do it extraneously.
Who was that the piano player that wrote the song Jada?
Edwards and Carlton.
Carlton.
Carlton made it a hit on the vaudeville circuit. Vaudeville headliner Joe Frisco hired Edwards as part of his act, which was featured at the Palace in New York City. That's the Palace, the most prestigious vaudeville theater, and later in the Ziegfeld Follies. Edwards made his first phonograph record in 1919. He recorded early examples of jazz scat singing in 1922. The following year, he signed a contract with Pathé Records. He became one of the most popular singers in the 1920s, appearing in several Broadway shows. He recorded many of the pop and novelty hits of the day, including California, Here I Come, Hard-Hearted Hannah, Yes Sir, That's My Baby, and I'll See You in My Dream.
Wait a minute. Did you say Hard-Hearted Hannah?
Why, as a matter of fact, I vociferated that very exclamation.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I advise you to rewrite. Another plane load of broken hearts leaving Hollywood. God bless them.
And going to Las Vegas to finish the job.
Where the money is. Oh, yes. Who could forget old, what's her name?
Hard-Hearted Hannah.
Hard-Hearted Hannah. That was her. That sound like C7 to you?
Why, as a matter of fact, that's dead on, which I think is very appropriate for a cemetery.
In old Savannah, I said Savannah, the weather there is nice and warm. The weather's of the southern brand, but here's one thing I don't understand. They got a gal there, a pretty gal there, who's colder than an Arctic storm. She's got a heart so made of stone, even icemen leave her alone. They call her hard-hearted Hannah, the vamp of Savannah, meanest gal in town. Leather is tough, but Hannah's heart is tougher. She's the girl who loves to see him suffer. She'll tease him, she'll thrill him, she'll torture and kill him. That's her delight, they say. Once down at the seashore, saw her carrying a can. There was Hannah pouring water on a drowning man. That's hard-hearted Hannah, the vamp of Savannah. The vamp of Savannah, G.A. Do you know this one?
No, don't.
All right, that's all right. Neither do I. Hard-hearted Hannah, the vamp of Savannah, the coldest gal in town. Now you can talk about refrigerating mamas. Baby, she's the polar bear pajamas. To tease 'em, to thrill 'em, to torture and kill 'em. That's her delight, they say. Now an evening spent with Hannah, sitting on your knee, it's like traveling through Alaska in your BVDs. She's hard-hearted Hannah, the vamp of Savannah, the vamp of Savannah, G.A.
Why, that was amazing.
Sorry. Yeah, it was kind of close, too. Getting closer all the time.
Why, pray tell me, sir.
Yes?
Him.
I believe
after
you-
performing in some short films. Edwards was one of the stars of the feature Hollywood Review of 1929, doing some comic
1929.
bits and singing some numbers, including the film debut of his hit, Singin' in the Rain.
Big hit.
He appeared in a total of 33 films for MGM, though, through 1933. He had a small role as Mike, playing a ukulele very briefly in the beginning of the 1931 movie Laughing Sinners in 1931, starring Joan Crawford. Edwards had a friendly working relationship with MGM's comedy star Buster Keaton, who featured Edwards in 3 of his films. Keaton himself, a former vaudevillian, enjoyed singing and harmonizing with Edwards between takes. One of these casual jam sessions was captured on the film in Doughboys,
Oh.
1930.
Amazing.
Yes, and that has nothing to do with Pillsbury.
Now, in that song, Buster does the chords on the ukulele, while Ukulele Ike plays with drumsticks. He plays, it's an amazing scat song. I apologize for the scat I just dropped. Why, look at this. We have some other fans of the great immortal Cliff Edwards. Welcome, folks.
Are you here to see the great Ukulele Ike?
Yes, we are.
Then
Well,
come on.
Come on down.
This will make our 10th cemetery in 3 weeks.
10th cemetery in the last 3 weeks. Who have you seen?
We've seen Johnny Cash and June Carter Cash.
Oh my goodness, they're still
Are they
together.
out here? Are they out here?
No, in Tennessee.
Tennessee, yeah, okay. George Jones, oh, the best, the greatest.
Wynette. We saw a whole bunch of them in Nashville.
Nice. Well, this is Cliff right here. Here's Ukulele Ike right
Why, as a matter of fact, he did not have a regular grave. It was unmarked.
here. Who? Oh, Ike, yeah,
Ike?
for many
Oh,
years.
okay.
About 20 years after he died, there was no marker here.
But wait, there's more. As a matter of fact, they were going to give his body to science. Frankly, I think they could have lit it on fire. He would have burned for weeks and weeks.
Bit of a drinker, you know.
Just a touch.
Just a touch.
But in the end, Walt Disney's company, who he did Jiminy Cricket for and all,
Okay.
they
put the
chipped
marker.
in and they made his marker. Yeah. So feel free. Was totally wet a few minutes ago. A couple other folks you might know here in this graveyard are B. Benaderet, who was on Petticoat Junction,
Okay.
and the voice of
Betty Rubble.
Betty Rubble in the Flintstones. Yes, yes, yes. Oliver Hardy is just over that way. He's that way. Lots of good people here. You know how many people are dead in this cemetery?
All of them.
Well,
Folks, ladies and
except for
gentlemen.
4.
I can't just let that be a voice. We've got to do a close-up for the cut-in later. You know how many people are dead in this cemetery?
All of them?
There you go. Who are you folks? Where are you from?
Somebody stole your thunder.
There you go. That's all right. Steal my jokes. I stole them from somebody.
The only thunder he has
Mark
is
and Kelly
when
House.
he's
Oh, of
dead.
course you guys. Of course it's Mark and Kelly House.
From Lakewood, California.
There you go. There
Fascinating
you go.
town, Lakewood.
Great friends of the
from the
hooligans.
band.
Yes,
Yeah.
great friends of the hooligans. Yes, yes, yes,
We've
yes,
been
yes.
on a mission the last month, so.
There you go. Well,
Our
whenever.
retirement. I just retired, so we're on our retirement trip.
Oh, there you go.
We went all
Nice.
over the U.S. and
Kick to Western star George O'Brien. And he filled in for Alan Jenkins as Goldie opposite Tom Conway in The Falcon Strikes Back. You ever see that one?
I did not see The Falcon Strikes Back. I, however, have seen Gone with the Wind. What you will not see is in Gone with the Wind is Cliff Edwards. He played a wounded soldier when Melanie goes to the Wounded Soldiers Hospital, and they've cut that scene out. God bless him. I know just what that's like. I've been cut out of more things than I've been in. Like,
Why, as a matter of fact, he is about to hit the celluloid yet again, and his costume is being paid more than he is.
this is sadly true. Sadly true. But continue on.
In 1940, played a cowboy chorus in Cliff Edwards and his Buckaroos. Throughout the period, the mighty Tim Holt appeared in the darkly sardonic Western comedy The Bad Men of Brimstone. 1997, and he played the character Endicott in the screwball film
A broken heart.
Yeah.
Oh, the
You know-
stars that never was.
The Stars That Never Was. His most famous voice role was as Jiminy Cricket in Walt Disney's Pinocchio in 1940. Edwards' rendition of When You Wish Upon a Star is probably his most familiar recorded legacy. He voiced the head crow in Disney's Dumbo. I didn't know that.
Did. I seen a
And-
horse fly. I seen a house fly. I seen a needle that winked its eye.
But I think I've been seeing everything when I elephant fly.
Gentlemen.
Sing that song, but it had to be sung.
Legacy, folks. We can't erase history.
No, we
Must embrace
can't.
it.
No, we can't, but I can feel guilty, and I'm good at it. Arthur Godfrey's use of the ukulele spurred a surge of its popularity and those that played it, including Edwards. Like many vaudeville stars, Edwards was an early arrival on television. In the 1949 season, he starred in the Cliff Edwards Show, a 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday evenings, TV variety show on CBS.
Did it all. Did it all.
He did everything. 1950s and early 1960s. He here in the Mickey Mouse Club. In addition, voice the Mickey Mouse Club, various Disney shorts, and the Disney Christmas Spectacular From All of Us to All of You. Edwards' own compositions include I'm Crying 'Cause I Know I'm Losing You, You're So Cute, Mama Oh Mine, Little Somebody of Mine, and I Want to Call You Sweet Mama. He also recorded a few off-color novelty songs for under-the-counter sales, including I'm a Bear in a Lady's Boudoir and Take Out That Thing and Give It to Mary with Love. Edwards, more than any other performer...
I could sing a little bit of Football Hero.
Would you?
Absolutely.
I'd love to hear
Here
it.
we go. Just a verse or two.
Perverse,
And
as
again,
a matter
folks,
of fact.
you're not going to hear many of your favorite songs because they have very difficult chords. So the only ones you're going to hear...
we are going to do a acapella of When You Wish Upon a Star.
Oh, we are? Okay. Did not realize
know
that.
that,
But
didn't
okay,
you?
we can do that. All right. So this is called I'm a Bear in a Lady's Boudoir. Now, a bear these days, ladies and gentlemen, has an entirely different meaning. Back in those days, it was a go-getter. You may talk about your colleges, fair Harvard and old Yale, and all universities who banners brave the gale, and all the football heroes, their glory and renown. I never went to college, but I know I've been to town. I may not be a football hero, but I'm a star with the beautiful girls. You'll never see me in the thick of a fight, 'cause I do my scoring mostly at night. I never tackle any dummies. I played the best from near and far. No, I ain't. No, I'm not a football hero, but I'm a bear in a lady's boudoir. They play football on the gridiron where the ground is rough and hard. I do my playing on the divan, but I do my playing on the divan. Ladies all say that I'm a triple threat. Somebody didn't put down a line in there somewhere. I never have to call for a timeout, for I'm always up to par. Big finish. No, I ain't. No, I'm not a football hero, but I'm a bear in a lady's boudoir. There you go. There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
Beautifully done.
As I said to the folks a while ago, if you hear a slight rumbling, it's him rolling over in his grave at my playing. It's all right, though. We get to the sad conclusion.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, check this out.
Now, hold on here. This is poignant.
All right, here we go.
You might want to sing something.
So it was a big hit all the way up to the 50s and 60s, and then money ran out and the fame ran out, as it will. And then, wait a minute, D minor, the saddest chord there is.
Oh, yeah, you got caught with an underage girl.
Yeah, because...
D minor?
No. D minor, the chord.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Kick us off.
Here's to it. Edwards continued to record until shortly before his death in 1971. His last record album, Ukulele Ike, was released posthumously on the independent Glendale label. He reprised many of his 1920s hits. His failing health was, however, evident. Now penniless, Edwards was a charity patient at the Virgil Convalescent Hospital. He passed away July 14th, 1971, from a cardiac arrest brought on by arterial sclerosis.
Yeah.
This is a real tear I'm shedding.
There you go.
How the mighty have fallen.
How the mighty have fallen.
His body was unclaimed and was donated to Los Angeles Medical School when Walt Disney Productions, which had been quietly paying many of his medical expenses, discovered this. They offered to purchase his remains and pay for the burial. Instead, it was done by the Actors Fund of America, which had also aided Edwards, and the Motion Picture and Television Relief Fund. Disney paid for his grave marker. And there it is.
And with that, I shall remove the
Offending
shadow
object.
that's on the grave,
Good.
so you get a little more chance for it to dry up and get a really good look at it there.
That is an act of love, and a worthy act of love. He was a great man,
Yep.
and I have only one thing to say. When you wish upon a star,
Makes no difference who you are, anything your heart desires will come to you.
If your heart is in your dreams, no
Request is
too extreme. When you wish upon a star, as dreamers do.
Fate is kind.
Ba, 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 ba.
He gives to those who love the sweet fulfillment of their secret
Longing.
Like a bolt out of the blue, suddenly it comes in view. When you wish upon a star, your dream